idea of whenever an environment becomes chaotic, whenever things change rapidly, you will have some entities that manage to climb up to become more important than others, to kind of modify the status quo that was instigated in this environment previously. And another thing that comes to mind when I think of ladder is this really ancient game of snakes and ladders, with this idea of sins and virtues, and this idea of the more sins you do, the more down you go, and the more virtues you kind of embody, and the higher up you get. And so I thought that it would be interesting to go back to our good friend, the blob ruler. We did discover last time in, I believe, the Doodle was based on the word interloper. And so we did discover last time the reason that led this peculiar blob to become ruler of the others, and to lead them on a quest towards the old artifacts, to lead them on this collecting journey, in order to gather all these old creatures, and to kind of try to get more, to have this need, this feeling of hollowness that the interloper gave it, and that led it to want ever more. And so we find him today, at the bottom of everything, meaning that the Frankenstein creature that it was traveling on top of ended up crumbling as the dream world that kind of powered its structure, the dream world that he stole, ended up collapsing due to some events that happened. Basically, two of the creatures that were kind of imprisoned in the goo, one of them especially, managed to kind of regain consciousness and help the seedling trapped in the dream world to escape. And so in this doodle, we are gonna see again this escaping dream world seedling. And what we see also is this creature of change and balance that is now linked to this frog hunter that we saw quite a few times in the past. And nowadays it does seem like they ended up bounding together. Instead, in this state of kind of mutual help. There's a specific term for that, but I can't recall it. And so we find them together. The change/balance character, seemingly holding quite shackled by the interloper, who managed to wrap itself all around its body and crown. This interloper seems to have slowly pulled away from the blob ruler. We see one of its roots, the last one that was surrounding it, slowly backing down, backing away from the blob ruler. Kind of going further and hiding in the goo, but not hiding in any place. We can actually see on the bottom left of the doodle the interloper reaching the skull of this old spidery creature that we've seen alive a long time ago during Inktober. And we see it kind of going to hide inside of its skull, kind of an omen of things to come. We can imagine this interloper somehow managing to bring back to life this creature, or to influence its decay. And I'm kind of really curious as to what's gonna happen with it. I mean, full disclosure, I have a few ideas about that. I might even have already doodled something that's linked to this future adventure of the interloper. But in the meantime, I feel like it's going to be quite interesting to see how these characters are going to evolve. This change creature, this balance character and the frog, kind of getting to know more about the blob ruler and carrying him around, maybe leading him to some kind of new place that we've never seen before. Because something that we know for a fact for the moment is that they can't go back to the seedlings and this part of the Abyss Garden, because it has all been kind of bordered away for them. It has been enclosed by the mergers. And so I'm looking forward to see how these characters are gonna interact with each other and what's gonna come of them. Because also for the moment, I'm not entirely sure about how they're gonna look like physically. Because for the moment, the change/balance creature didn't get back its body, and it's only floating in the air with its kind of magical powers that we don't know much about. But I'm guessing that at some point they're gonna all together turn into some kind of new entity. I mean, that would be my guess, because I'm not sure if I like the idea of this creature just floating around like that. I'm guessing something's gonna happen. And also something's gonna happen with the fleeting Dreamworld seedling. And I'm also getting quite curious about that. But anyway, I hope you enjoy this new piece of the puzzle, this doodle. I hope you're having a nice day, a nice evening, a nice morning. A Merry Christmas.